Hello and welcome to the Talking Wednesday podcast for the summer transfer window deadline day. We are live on YouTube. We've just been asked, so this is going to be different if you are audio listener. You have to put up with us. It's not our normal podcast. We're going to be talking about anything we want because it's transfer deadline day. I have seen that Goose has just said, "Where's Jack?" Jack never streams, but because it's transfer deadline day, he's decided to stream. So how do you feel about that, Jack?
I think he started his streaming schedule like 2 weeks ago, and he started doing Fridays. I was like, and I didn't cotton on transfer deadline day with Friday. I thought it was Monday. I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then my brain went, I'm
just going to slag him off. He's not here. He's streaming. I think he's streaming. I don't know. I've not spoken to Jack in a couple of days. He could. I was going to say,
somewhere.
I was going to say that or something. I was like, that's probably a bit harsh, a bit too far.
You don't know how much you'd have to drink.
Well, at least you're not doing your 24-hour streams anymore on these, Jake, because that was a very bad idea.
Yeah, they were dumb. They were dumb. I'm better today. As some of you know, audio listeners, if you don't, I did a video yesterday being quite honest about how my mental health had been for the last couple of months. As Dex and Jack can attest to, during the transfer window, I turned into such a grumpy old man. It is untrue because I stress myself out because I always like to work hard during this period because it's the bit where I do my best work. My best work is the transfer windows because I'm very good at just doing the content and making it what I like to do now. But I think this year has been probably one of the busiest I think I've ever been in it all. And I didn't factor in a newborn baby. I didn't factor in my other half, like maternity pay. So whatever I've made on my channel has gone straight into paying my mortgage. And when you've got an illness on top of that, you're become the breadwinner. And I think yesterday it all came down to, if anyone's in the UK, you have these brown envelopes that hit your doorstep. And it's either normally HMRC or Department Working Pensions.
Or narcotics money.
Well, whatever you do in your personal life. That's up to you.
Sorry. Or political bribes. They used to call them the little brown envelopes, didn't they?
When those brown envelopes hit your doorstep, for me, I don't know about anyone, it hit severe panic. And I've had two of them which have panicked me. One, my PIT review, and one, the migration onto universal credit. Which I'm fine with. At the end of the day, I'm meant to be on it soon anyway and stuff, but I don't trust how this transition from that to that works. And I've heard the horror stories and I've got a friend where it's not worked well. So yes,
it's also worth mentioning, right? People will look at you, because I will say this and go, but you can talk here. That means why can't you just get a job like that sort of thing? The reason this works is Jake can sort of do this, and he's got a very limited amount of time and there's no way if he could get a job if he could do this and get paid 20 grand a year, he'd do it, right? Yeah. But it's a case of like the work he can find, it just doesn't exist. No. So it's like that's why it's the situation of he's only got a small amount of time where he can do it without fitting and things like that. And that's what a lot of people don't see. So
that's what a lot of people saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, because a lot of that.
It was interesting because you never do an uncut video for that reason. No. I think people realize that now. That's why you do short content.
It's why I do short content. And if I do long content, unless you're a video editor, also you know how to edit video, you can spot them a mile away. You have messaged me on video going, well, this is a little seizure here. And I'll send you a go, how the hell do you know? I said, I do what you do, Jake, but better. And I go,
I didn't say that. You said that.
I know. Well, yeah, it's been a tough one, but I'm out the other side a little bit. I'm going to doctors next week. I've got a lot of things I want to talk to him about, but getting an appointment with my doctor's like, I don't know, finding money in the sofa. It's really difficult and it does me head in. But thank you for your guy concern. I much appreciate it. And apology for starting the podcast on a bit of a kind of, it is part of the how you eat doing. So yeah. But it's
I'm just glad when you sat down for a video like that with the deep breath and everything that you weren't about to apologize for doing something wrong. That's literally the usual YouTube thing, is it? I'd be like, oh God, have I got to explain how a co-host is a baden? I know, it's literally like, it's
You
one
know
of
what the worst problem is? When I started that video originally, the lighting setup was this. It was that. So it really did look like one of those apology videos.
Yeah. It's deep breath at the start.
Yeah.
This is going to be, this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get through this, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to really try, because
Is it me? Those videos
this needs to be said.
this
You what,
year
sorry?
as well. Are these videos have been more like that this year on YouTube? Is it me?
Oh,
Or has it been
it's
the
just
year of
like, it's weird, because cancellation goes too far, but then people are actually wrong-uns. And it's like, why can't people just be normal and nice and don't do weird things, and just because it's just a mess.
I love how they tried to
personality has
cancel.
been a mess this year.
To be fair, I do love how they tried to cancel Eminem, and there was an entire generation going, "Oh, you wouldn't have survived."
Well, it's interesting, because some people genuinely deserve to be cancelled, and then there's always something that happens for the opposite of it that makes it seem ridiculous, and then you can just generalize. I'm too tired to get into this anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, it's good to have you here on transfer deadline day.
Thank you for anyone who joined me on my stream and hop over from my stream to this one.
That worked well. Yeah, thank you for that.
You know what? I love that feature on YouTube, but to get it to work, it sometimes doesn't, and sometimes YouTube goes, "Yeah, now I'm going to send you somewhere else."
Yeah, it can be a bit annoying. I've also realised I'm streaming on Wi-Fi, so we're going for a roller coaster ride tonight. Especially with how bad my Wi-Fi is. No, I couldn't be asked to bring the Ethernet up. Actually, I think that was the part of the reason. Yes, I have. I have.
Don't stress yourself. You've been at work.
I mean, it wasn't the bad side of work. It was just the travelling after. But yeah,
but it's the side of work where you've had 2 weeks holiday recently.
Yes,
and you've gone back, and it's like, oh dear.
I was tireder than I was before, because you take a break, don't you?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's like I've started exercising, but somehow I've got fatter, and it's like, and I've eaten less and started exercising, and I've got fatter. I know it is, but I hate this stage. But yeah,
I've seen that name. How's your week been, apart from cliche?
Apart from all that. What day is it? Friday. Busy. There's the cliche. No, I had a very productive meeting on Tuesday.
Good.
So basically there was some questions about the future and finances, and whether I need to go and do some other things like I used to, or move, or do some bits. But I had some very productive conversations on Tuesday, which has meant that I've got a bit more flexibility, and any potential issues that were going to come up on the horizon should be all right for a while. So I'm going to have to work a little bit more in certain areas, but it's also a case of it's different work. I've not told you about this yet, actually, but it's just it's new projects, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It should be a lot easier than some of the projects I've done before. It's stuff I can do in my sleep, basically.
Nice.
So that should be all right. And I might literally sleep with one eye open as I do it. So,
well, when you make that AI bot, you can sell it to people.
Oh God, don't get me started on AI.
I had a bad one. I had a bad one this week because, and this scared the living out of me. Someone AI'd my voice and sent it me, and I like, delete that now and delete my voice off it. And
I'm telling you, though,
they were doing it as a joke, but
it's
scared. Whoa.
When it comes in, though, people are going to have to be careful, because there's already so many lawsuits coming about it, and I think that's going to get heavily regulated, and it should.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the transfer stories then. So the big one that's come out of everything today, that's not quite happened yet, but it probably, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen on this podcast.
Yeah.
So Holgate, what are you thinking about Holgate?
I like the idea of it, but I also don't, because he got a temper. He had got a bit of a temper and
a lot of Wednesday fans didn't want it just for the United thing, and United fans were like, "Oh yeah, take him his crap." He played in the Prem for him.
You know what? I don't mind it because for me, the way I'm looking at it, and you know how my brain works, is he's a Donny lad. He wants to be closer to home.
You and bloody Donny.
It's true. I literally had a message from someone who told me like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if it'll happen. We'll see."
I mean, I've got fond memories of Donny and not so fond. I played like some of my first gigs ever in Donny. It's an interesting place to play gigs. I will just say that. But yeah,
the Leopard was always good because you always got. A good
played
rider.
the Leopard. Yeah.
You always got a good rider because the bloke who used to run the Leopard, God bless him, rest his soul, and all that. He was a musician himself, so he used to always make sure the riders were extra special for him.
Yeah, I played the main three when I was about 20.
Vintage.
Yep.
Leopard.
Go on. Let's see if you get the other one. This will be interesting. Because you've got two. Vintage don't pay anyone. Vintage just get everybody in and they don't pay. Or you can do a ticketing gig.
Is it the one on the other side of town centre?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh,
it's across from a nightclub.
Woolpack.
Oh no, that is the one. Actually, that's one that got really bigger afterwards. Actually, I didn't really. It's the one that my favourite there was Social. So there's so they're the three that we played. Woolpack is actually one that I've had mates play that, but I didn't play that. Actually.
You know why the Woolpack's so good though? Yeah, or why it was so good. I'm gonna be really, really farmy here. My old drum teacher used to own it.
Oh, fair.
It was a bit of a knob because he used to book his band all the time.
Everybody on the music scale has got a little bit of that though. Like last night, I played a gig, and we played "Party Hard" by Andrew WK, and it was a case of like, I am not that confident on the keys. I say that as I've got a keyboard next to me, which I don't think the camera can see. But yeah, it's one of those things where like the lights, like keys are my weakest instrument, like, but I can still play to a level.
Now,
and I was blind, and basically I don't know what sound came out of that keyboard, but apparently the audience loved it, so we'll take that. Yeah.
Though I have just seen the whole Mason, the whole gate going to West Brom thing as well on Twitter, and that would, that would make a lot more sense than us. I hate to say it, because I just feel like if we were going to get any deals in today, they would have been done. I don't think Danny wanted a deadline day. Like, seriously, I think he would have tried to get them done at by 5 p.m. and go, that's your lot, we're done. I don't know about you. I just don't. I feel like not with how cagey he was in the press conference, but how calm he was.
I'm concerned if we don't, though.
I am, because I think we need, especially with the reports that Iorfa's got a knock. That leaves us so short at the back.
Yeah.
Like, really short.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Famio picked up a knock. He's fine now, but he had a knock at the start of the season. Iorfa.
You've got Chalobah that's now killed my draft completely.
I must say. You were doing all right in the first week, but Chalobah has he's not helped you too much. Whereas Ugbo was fantastic against Grimsby for me. I'll tell you what, let's talk about that actually, because that's the one part of the pod we've actually got normal structure. Talk me through that Grimsby game.
You know what? First half, it was naff.
It was
absolutely naff. You could tell they were trying something that didn't work a little bit. And the problem is when that happens, you have issues. You will have issues, and we're learning. That's the thing. We are learning how to play as a team before. By the way, I have made a Ujimi flip.
A what?
An Ujimi flip, a running order.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, we do have one. It's only got the Grimsby stats in it because I didn't get a chance to put anything else in.
No, that's what I'm looking at it. No, I was like, we haven't got a proper running order because it's just got the Grimsby stats in it. So that's why I was like, that's the only bit we've got structured. Yeah.
But what annoyed me, and it really, really annoyed me, it was another set piece. And it was 2 players on him. And it's like he accidentally flicked it into the net kind of thing. And it didn't. You've got to do better than that. And the only person at that first half who came away for me without like looking decent, Zoloff, because he was trying to make runs. Him and Johnson on that side were trying to make runs going forward, and they just couldn't get them right because no one was moving. Like, you know, it was bad during the first half when it was Chalobah who kept on doing this. Come closer. You could even see he was like, come closer, get close to me. Because they're not. The players at minute are like that. And
do we know what Chalobah's injury
calf
is going to be? Do we know the time?
Danny said it could be weeks.
Great.
Before he's back. He said it could be a week before we see him back. And he did say he was very gutted for the player. And this is the thing, though. What got me then? But then second half, he changed it. He went to 4-2-4. I think it was in the end, something like that. I
started watching your stream rather than, so you'll have to tell me, mate, because I didn't. Yeah, I've not done my job and I didn't watch it back.
I think he changed it to like 4-2-4 or something of that nature, or like a 4-4-2, and it worked because everyone started playing better, everyone started moving better. The subs were fantastic. Again, Paul Valentin made such a difference. Like, generally made such a difference when he came on and when he played and stuff. I think Ugbo starting made sense. I think the link up between Ugbo and Jamal Lowe, that could be quite exciting. That could be really exciting if that goes right for me.
Yeah, like him, them playing two up top together with it'd be interesting. Like, how do you think he's going to shape it against Millwall?
I personally think he's going to go for it.
Obviously, yeah.
I think he's going to go for it, but
it's the first fixture last season where he changed his style, though. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see what he'll do with that this time.
I'll be interested to see if he go for the same formation he went for at the end of the Grimsby game, because that seemed to work. But for that to work, you need to make sure you've got Ugbo starting. You're going to make sure you're probably putting Shea Charles in the middle where Chalobah plays.
Well, I was just saying this before the podcast. The midfield's set for me now for the rest of the season if we can. I've not seen Charles, but I assume he's gonna. I'm just banking on him fitting. For me, it's Bannon and Charles in the midfield, and Ingleson is the 10.
Yeah, I think Ingleson makes more sense as the 10 as well. Yeah. I also think you struggle to see. I think Windass might have to play that impact player.
He's not a starter anymore. He's sorry.
Not a starter. I think he can be that one that comes off the bench and gives us. It's the Pato role.
To be fair, it's also a case of like he's still got the ability to be a starter, but he's not got the consistency this season, so he needs to find it again.
But Pato getting those goals helped as well, and they were headed with on set pieces.
That's why I think Pato will stick around.
I think it was a set.
None of us had him in draft either, and he got so many points.
I think the thing for me that got me kind of happy about the result in one sense is the fact that they've done that whole thing going, look, we've gone from behind and we've gone for it. And everyone was like in my stream going, oh, is he giving him a rollicking? We know Danny doesn't give rollicking. We also know Danny doesn't give the team talk. It's
we do know he's not hands-on in terms of the mentality and stuff like that. Danny is genuinely like a tactician. That's
how many times have we seen him sat on the bench with Pedersen doing tactics?
I actually think I think Danny's realized it's not his forte. I'm not saying it's not, but I actually think that's what he's analyzed, that he probably isn't
good at this
at team talks, and that's why he's got a team around him where he's actually a great coach and probably talking to players one-on-one and doing the tactics and things like that. But I also watch team talks, right? I'm a cynical bugger, right? Which is fair enough. But like, I watch like documentaries, and them team talks would not motivate me at all.
They've made me put my tools down.
Yeah, just like when players team talk and stuff like that, I'm like, Are we meant to like just talk? We don't have to be. It's like it's all about let's the Spartan sort of raw these team talks half the time, and I'm like, does that work? I mean, it must work to an extent, but
I also have the thing with it must work, but also if you're needing that to like get you going again, what does that say about you as like a person and a personality? If that's what your motivation, I need this like kick up the backside to go, or you know what I mean? You look at the Arteta one when he draw all those stupid diagrams and stuff in the Amazon Prime documentary. You're like, I'd be sat there going, I don't know if I'm meant to be like following this as a tactic or meant to be getting my iPad out and copying and doing it and giving it as an assignment at the end to say, there's my work, teacher, I'll do it. It's like, the thing is, for me, what we got right now with Wednesday is we have to be keeping to what happened next, right? In the sense that Danny has made it very, 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 very clear this playing out from the back ain't going anywhere.
I'll be honest, Jake, and this will rattle a few. Stop moaning about it.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. Danny's style relies on it, right? If you're going to be creative with it, the way we set the press, the players will be knackered if we kick it long all the time, because half of the time you'll lose your 50-50 and then they'll be pressing again. Let them build it and control it.
Yeah. Like it's very true. There was I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. There was a interview with the Brighton manager, and he said if we play it out from the one that just left,
De Zerbi,
that's it. And he basically said if you kick it long, it's more of a gamble because you're gambling on that big man to get the ball, and if you don't get it right, you're giving it away straight to the opposition. Where if you play it out from the back, you can control where that ball goes, in theory, if you do it right. And Danny, it's like Danny looked at some of the stuff that's been said on social media and gone, right, I've had enough of this. It ain't going anywhere. I'm gonna stick to my plan because if you do like say if you teach me guitar, right?
Yeah.
And you're teaching me one way of playing a guitar, and you go, we're gonna change the style now to this when I haven't learned the fundamentals, I'm going to get confused. And then if you change it again, back to the other bit, I'm really going to get confused. I think if you're going to be teaching a certain way of playing, isn't repetition the key to succeeding in it?
Yeah, that's a good ideal. That's it's sort of like there's a basic thing when you're talking to picking up guitar. If I'll ever like tutor someone how to play a guitar, you have to get out of the head of somebody who can do it.
Yeah.
And that's the same in sort of like football, I guess, because I always try and imagine, for example, for guitar, if I turned it upside down and tried to play it.
Right.
Yeah, I went to the other hand. That's where people who are new to formations, all of a sudden, it's going to take time and a process. And Danny is about the process, right? So we need to be patient with this style. I
hate the word trust the process.
Did I say it? I said patience with the process.
You said patient with the process, but as soon as you said it, all I ever remember, there was a period on YouTube where all you hear is trust the process, and it made me want to bang my head against the wall.
They've just signed. Is it Sterling? Have they actually signed him?
They're about to get him on loan.
Yeah, Sancho has just gone to Chelsea.
Yeah. How are Chelsea doing these deals apart from like dodgily?
I don't know. This bloody mic arm's going to fall off in this podcast, I feel.
I don't understand the Chelsea situation because it boggles my mind because like we want to sign this person, yeah, but he's just signed 8 goalkeepers. We got this. Like, surely there's going to be a point where David Prutton's using just the men, isn't he?
What?
Prutton's on TV and he's getting into it. You can tell he's using just for men in his beard. It doesn't look right. It looks like it's been painted on. Sorry, ADHD.
Yeah, you've got so many. I always forget how many screens you've got in front of you at a time.
4.
Yeah. Oh no,
the mic arm gone. I'll do filler while you fix it.
Thank
But
you.
I think the idea of Chelsea trying to like buy the league or do these weird I don't get it. Osman, like we want Osman. And how are you meant to pay for this? Magic beans, taxi rides, 8-year contract, 9-year contract. I don't understand it. Surely the idea should be sell your players and then buy more in, if that's what you want to do, and then make a profit. And their loophole, Chelsea, is that we're part of Clear Lake. We can send these to our clubs that we already own in Saudi Arabia, and it's not an issue. And it's like, you look at that way of model, it's like, chances there was so much an easy way of doing this instead of the way you could have bought another club and then we could have done that way and had a feeder club. And I don't like that, by the way, because Watford was the team that really abused that back in the day with Udinese. But it used to do me head in. Like, I just don't understand how Chelsea can get away with it and how nothing's happened. But then again, we still haven't got the 115 charges for Man City yet. So maybe they are about to get caught.
They're going to get away with it.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's just too much of a threat, you know.
Yeah.
I've actually put that mic on in better than it was in before, so I'm quite happy with that.
But I think with the Wednesday situation, let's just see. It's early days. We said under Sisco, 10 to 15 games. I think Danny gets a lot longer than that because of what he did last season, and he's actually got the players that he wants to do this now. I think they're gonna. If we don't get a win tomorrow, I think the fan base will go mental again, and I don't think they need to. That'll be our 4th game of the season.
Genuinely, like, we've gone from that 4-0 win on the first day was actually not ideal because everybody thought we were there. When before the season we were all thinking, oh, we'll just get a mid-table finish. That'll do me, you know, sort of thing.
That's all I've wanted.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's where we'll finish. I think we'll go on runs this season and look like it, and our fans will melt down when them runs finish. Because they'll be like, oh, we're so much better than this. And I'm like, no, we're still in a transition.
Yeah.
The problem we've got, right, is, and it's not helped by our chairman, right, because he acts like we're the worst fan base in the world sometimes in terms of toxicity and online stuff. We can be. But I will say the meltdown I have seen over the past couple of weeks by some people is pathetic. Right, like
Jax, I've literally had people turn around and say Danny Rule should now be an assistant coach. He's not cut out to be a first-team manager. Bring Sam Allardyce in.
They've got to be trolling.
No, they're not.
I'm going to say they're trolling, Jake, because I can't process that in my brain that a rational human being can actually say something such as that.
People saying we should bring back managers who can do the hoop ball because this playing out from the back doesn't work for our team. I don't
right, but that's the thing, right? They say it doesn't work for us. Watch any other bloody side. Everybody does it, so you'll get it anyway.
Man City do it and make mistakes.
Yeah, it's like, just having the quality around it.
I think it's interesting, and I have quickly just made a running order for you.
Thank you. But can I just say, right, I prefer us to play out from the back because I watched us under Darren Moore, and I like Darren Moore. Yeah. But bloody hell. It's like I took Jack, because he's a proper armchair, to like his first game. And I just said, Jack, I want you to watch something here. Yeah, I'm joking. Love you, Jack. Sounds. But
you're going to get bombarded.
Yeah. But he calls himself it as well. I took it to his first game of the season. It was the playoff semi-final.
No pressure.
No pressure. Glory supporter. No, it was literally, I said, Jack, I want you to watch something off the ball here as well. No, that wasn't. That was a different thing, the off the ball thing. That sounds filthy now. But it was a case of, I said, just watch how many of these second balls we lose.
Yeah.
And I sort of like showed him how bad we were. And you'd see us boot it from the keeper. And when you play that style, this team aren't physical enough.
No.
So when people say hoof it, right, that's not going to work. We don't have a tall physical squad, right, that can win the second balls 9 times out of 10. I remember watching it was the other game again with Bannon. I think it was against Leeds actually, and it gets looped, and Bannon's in the right position for it. It's just too small.
Yeah,
and it's like we don't have that presence for it. You've got to play to your strengths. So this side is built
a couple of times when Smith had come on recently.
Yeah, but you need to start with Smith.
Yeah,
if you're going to play that, you're putting Smith up top, and all the players we've spent money on, you might as well not have.
Exactly. You know the thing that got me about the Grimsby game? It was the last goal for Valentine. That pass from Pierce Charles.
Yeah.
I could watch that all day long and be like, how have you done that as a goalkeeper?
Still looked a bit shaky around it though. That's why I wish he'd gone on loan.
But you can still go on loan to non-league.
That's true. Yeah,
you got to remember, you can still go to non-league.
We had Maltby go out today as well to Scarborough. My mate goes to watch Scarborough matches because he moved to Scarborough, actually.
Get him to scouting for us.
I nearly went to Scarborough last week because that's where I was last weekend. I went up to see my mate for a couple of days. But we... I can't remember what I was going to say. We keep getting asked in the chat, have they missed anything for the past hour and a half? Mate, you've not missed anything all day if you've not been here. Wednesday, you've done nothing so far. There's not even a cricket.
Today is literally called Friday.
Yeah, pretty much.
You remember back in the day when we used to do deadline days and we were like, oh, we're not going to do anything. Just remember that times it by 2.
Yeah, every dedeadline day, to be honest, has been a bit crap. But this one seems to be.
It was a little bit.
Yeah. That's good. We had at least a couple come in there.
I want to talk about something that's in the document, and it makes me really happy, James. I'm tired. I'm tired. I've done a stream. Leave me alone.
Just call me Jack.
And how many times have you called me Jack?
Probably once or twice, if that. I'm upset. I wasn't in the biggest game ever. I'm not like a world famous voice actor now. I love him, but he's doing so well, and that sounds so sarcastic when I said that. I didn't mean it to sound like that. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Can't nick my excuses.
Oh, right.
No, I'm really excited about this one.
Is this the one you've put everything in bold so my eyes can go, whoa? Yeah.
It's the first story, but this.
Where's this from?
Why. This is from the Star.
Okay, so from the start, new arrival at Sheffield Wednesday confirmed with former Watford man set for Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday has snapped up a new member of the staff for Danny Rull's technical team. Ben King, who has been working at Accrington Stanley in their academy, will now join up with Rull in his first team group at Middlewood Road, bringing plenty of experience with him after spells at a number of clubs. A statement from the League Two club today read, Accrington Stanley can today confirm our academy's head of coaching, Ben King, has joined Sheffield Wednesday's first team staff. King, who arrived at the Wham Stadium 18 months ago, has helped develop the academy's programme structure and organisation, as well as contributing to the development of Alex Henderson, Aaron Pickles, and Joja Popula, Josh Smith, Charlie Hall, and Lewis Trickett. Having previously been employed at Watford, Coventry City, Shrewsbury Town, and Walsall, he will now work under Danny Rull at Hillsborough, whose Owls currently sit 16th in the Sky Bet Championship. Meanwhile, King went on to say, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone at the club for their unwavering support and welcoming environment. I am proud to have contributed to the improvement of the coaching and analysis departments, and I am confident that the strides the academy have made together will continue to drive the club forward.
Can I tell you why I'm excited about this?
That's what I want to know, yes.
His LinkedIn reads, head of coaching, player development, and set piece coach analyst.
Oh, so we've kind of done a thing with the set pieces in there as well. Now, thank God.
I think we literally got him in to go, our set pieces suck. How do we fix it in a defending and scoring from it?
Yeah, and can we defend? Can we please defend a set piece where we look for people at the back post, please, and actually defend the back post?
I generally saw it. I was like, oh, who's this person? And then I went and found his name and his LinkedIn. I saw set Pete coach. I was like, maybe, right, if we don't sign anyone today, this could be the biggest signing of the day for us. Yeah.
It's at this rate. It's going to be our only signing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Napoli has just signed Billy Gilmore from Brighton.
Cool. Hang on. Yeah, they've done Dozie's Fabrizio. He's going to Rangers. Fabrizio's just tweeted Samadozi in advanced talks with Rangers on loan.
Well, that one's dead then.
Yep.
It looks like West Brom are getting Mason Greenwood. Wrong one. Mason Holgate. Christ. Brain just... Chelsea look like they're about to get Sancho, which I'm still not too sure about.
He needs to get out of Man United.
Yeah, true.
But,
who do you think's had the better window out of the Prem teams?
Ipswich have done really well.
I generally think it could be Man City just getting Gundo back. Just to help
if we're talking
midfield.
The big teams,
Ryan Fraser on a 2-year contract to Southampton.
Oh, fair. I think if Arsenal get Sterling, I think Arsenal would be really solid.
That's a good one.
Because that's depth for them, and they also brought in Calafiori, didn't they?
Yeah. And have you seen who Nottingham Forest are about to sign on loan?
Ward Prowse. Yeah, that's good signing. Yeah, because they've got
Nelson has decided to go to Ipswich from Arsenal on loan.
Yeah, I saw that as well. That's going to be good. But what I'm really disappointed in is the fact that Tony's looking like he's going to Saudi. What a waste. I was saying this earlier.
Yeah, I was watching that bit. I was like, I agree with what you said. There's no, he's going for the money. That's all he's going for.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no, it's interesting how many people have actually gone away from him. If you actually look at it, they're not, 40 millions are dropping the ocean for some of these clubs who could have got him, and everyone kind of gone, yeah, no.
God, Chelsea is still in for Osherman as well, though. So, Chelsea bringing in Sancho and Osherman, they've got too many players.
You've seen the thing with Osherman, right? Napoli have got a deal agreed for 67 million with the Saudi club, right? The Saudi club have come back and gone, no, we're not doing that deal. We want more money.
Right.
I think the deal that's gone under the radar is Xhaka going from Juve to Liverpool.
Who?
The winger, the Italian winger.
Say that again.
I can't say name. Hang on. Shiva.
I know what you mean. I want to hear you keep trying to say it. Sorry. I'm really quite mean now. Say again.
Jesus. Oh, fuck off.
Jesus.
God. How do I say your son's name? Federico.
I can't. I'm going to say it wrong now because I'm shattered. I was saying it earlier because literally my mate supports Liverpool and we were talking about it earlier.
Ugarte gone to Man United from PSG. That should have been done months ago.
Yeah, but outwards of Derby have signed Nat Phillips from Liverpool as well. So if he comes
good deal.
Yeah.
Leeds have done some. It's weird. Leeds' business is really good, but also it's going to take a while for that squad to gel with how much they lost attacking wise. But I think
the bloody microphone.
I think for me, Leeds have
by the way.
Say it again.
Chiesa.
See it? No, I'm still saying it wrong in my head. I just know that bloke who played against us for Italy and he destroyed us. He's a good player though. For 10 million, he's a bargain. Absolute bargain. I was surprised that we haven't seen anything about Trent going after the daggers he gave Arnie Slot at the end of that game last week. Because I generally thought we might be seeing Trent leaving Liverpool because of a bust up. I don't think Trent didn't want to come off. I just think he did not want to get subbed off and he was annoyed at himself. Kind of thing. But the look he gave was, the look could kill. It's not one you want to see, is it?
I think both Trent and Salah are going on freeze next season. I think Trent's going to go to Real Madrid because Jude's there.
Real Madrid, yeah.
Because
they're belly mates, aren't they?
I think Salah will go to Saudi. And I think Alisson could. I think Alisson could go to like one of the big clubs as well. You know, they could. They could Barcelona maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I could see something happening. But Alisson's probably more one I could see him signing again. But they've signed a backup keeper as well. They've only signed a couple of players.
yeah.
It's been quite quiet.
What's your take on how a lot of the Championship clubs have had to done more loans than I think we've seen in a long time, or being really smart with what they're bringing in? Are you thinking some clubs in the Championship are scared of the FFP now because how many?
I think it's a mess, mate.
Oh my God, Stoke have got Tom Cannon.
Stoke?
Yeah. Stoke. On a season-long loan.
Right.
Oh my days.
That's all right then, isn't it?
That's annoying.
I don't think we're going to sign anyone.
I don't think we'll sign anyone either. I think I can't say this on stream. You got Twitter up?
Yes.
Just something to make you giggle.
I can't wait for all the people on the breakout to go, oh, he's not coming to Wednesday, he's coming to Stoke.
Yeah. Check your Twitter DMs.
Twitter DMs, Jesus.
Yeah, I am not tagging you on this one. Can you see why I wasn't tagging you?
Don't send me that on stream. Yeah, but it's a weird one, Tom Cannon to Stoke, isn't it? Hopefully my radiator is not reflective. It's not, don't worry.
No, it's not. Yeah, they just they're gonna have to give in a bigger loan fee.
I just don't know what we're doing, man.
You want the mental deal of the entire transfer window?
Is it the Birmingham one?
Jay Stanfield's 10 million plus
to Birmingham in League One. Right.
Oh, it's now likely appear to happen. How does that work? They got to go up.
American ownership is becoming a problem. I tried to speak through a yawn there. American ownership is becoming a problem. Todd Bowley thinks it's FIFA. The Birmingham ownership structure thinks it's FIFA. Those clubs Chelsea will be all right. Maybe. But Birmingham are in trouble if it doesn't go right.
Yeah.
They're in real trouble. They're in administration dissolving trouble if it doesn't go right. They're trying to do an Ipswich, but they're spending more money than Ipswich.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Blackburn Rovers have got Todd Cantwell.
This league's not shaping up nicely for us this season, is it?
Lewis Baker, Dewberry, and I'm not trying that keeper's name. I'll butcher it.
Who is Baker to where?
Blackburn Rovers.
All right, okay.
The thing is, I have this issue at the minute where we know where we want to be and what our so-called budget is, because it's whatever we can make a deal doing. I think we've done really well in the transfer market. I won't lie. I think we've had a good transfer market. But then when you see levels like Blackburn Rovers, who have been well known to be having money issues, then be able to. But then, Modic. They sold Modic, didn't they?
Yeah, no, that's
that's it.
Yeah.
So again, it goes down the thing. Why have we not been for the longest time not making profits on players?
That's a conversation that's going around social media at the minute, isn't it? Why aren't we selling players? Why are we still not learning to sell players?
We did. We sold Bambo.
We sold Bambo. Yeah. Who would you sell in our squad? Really? Like, now we're not bringing anyone in. No one.
No,
if we were to bring people in, probably.
If you knew that money was going to go back in to it, I would say you sell a Whitway for another defender. Right?
Yes.
Akin, you could probably sell, but I think Akin got a chance to redeem it. Midfield, you could probably sell Marvin Johnson and bring in another like for like and a bit younger. You bring in a Barry Bannon replacement, not now, but to get ready for, because once he's gone, I have no idea what our midfield is going to do. And maybe. And I think
that's the plan.
And I think if a big came in for someone like Masaba, you accept it. Even if it is the sell on. The thing with,
I think you learn, don't you?
The problem with Masaba and Gassama, I can guarantee it right now, he will never sell them because he's got to pay money to both Monaco and PSG if we sell them.
Jake.
Yeah.
Don't start a scrap with Chansiri.
I'm not starting a scrap with Chansiri, but look at how many times there's been a sell-on fee on a player and we've not sold them.
Yeah, I know.
I
think we'll sell players, mate. Honestly, I do. I
hope so.
I think at the minute it doesn't mean to make unless we could really reinvest. There's no point in letting the players go because you'd need to let them go in volume, and you'd need to let like 3 players go to buy one good one.
I thought what we did with Wild Worko's appeared.
Apparently he's not streaming as well. I've just realised.
The thing I got is I thought we were actually doing quite well with the likes of giving Pato and Johnson 1-year options. Because I actually generally thought it was, we're doing that so we can make a bit of money out of them. Like,
we said that about Pato, didn't we, when we were talking about it? But I think, I don't know, it's like we need depth as well, I guess. It's just a case of trying to keep everybody happy.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Oh my God, this is so unprofessional. I really should have had a sleep in the middle of the day. I'm not even old, man, but I feel ancient.
We should have. There's still potential free agency if you're looking at centre backs. The Cooper ex-Leeds United who haven't got to play a club yet.
Oh God, are we really talking about freeze now?
Might be. That's the issue. You got it a minute. Like, I think the idea of Bailey going out on loan, fantastic. You need to develop. There's no I saw so many people with Bailey who were like, why are we sending out our youngsters out on loan? Because he's not going to play week in, week out. That's what he needs. He needs to play week in, week out to develop. That's what you do. That is why Shea Charles have come from Southampton to us. Because they hope he can play week in, week out. James Beadle, week in, week out. Bailey
journalists are now reporting that Holgate's agreed to deal with West Brom.
Yeah, it's done. We're not doing it.
Yeah, he was the one that I thought would come through. People are trying to make... I'll tell you what's done my nutting. And the reason I'm probably going to come off Twitter in the near future is there's too many people on there trying to make accounts for clout now, and too many people pretending they know things, and like it's just boring.
I think I know what Twitter person you've seen, and that's
there's a few though, Jake, and it's like why? Because do you know what I actually find a bit sad? There's people on there that are obviously a bit receptive to that sort of thing, and you're kind of stringing them along a little bit, you know, and making them look a bit silly when they're just probably nice, naive people. Do you know what I mean? And yeah.
Hey, you want one that's gonna really annoy you?
Go on.
You mean that? Remember that Badu lad from Sweden we were looking at?
Baidu, the Baidu guy. Yeah.
Looks like he's about to sign for Plymouth.
Interesting. Plymouth have just brought in a striker, attacking midfielder as well. Let me have a think. There was
Osman Eduardo had gone to Leicester City on loan.
I'm quite annoyed we didn't bring in Dembele.
I keep watching and he looks really good. What did that game finish?
I've been saying it for bloody years, Jake.
I know
we
you
were
have.
actually in for him.
You were really when we were in for you were like, right, finally this one's gonna happen. Like you literally went, this one's gonna happen. I'm gonna get one of the ones. QPR beat Luton 2-1.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
I hadn't seen that.
No, that's you can't predict anything at the minute.
No.
I don't think I had any I think I stopped banking on Luton and took all their players out actually.
Yeah.
I think I've backed West Brom though, so West Brom best do all right.
I think my issue is I still think we're short. I think I don't want to say it, but we are an injury or something away, and we've got problems. I don't think our depth is good in any position.
My devil's advocate to that is our bench is our first team from last year in a lot of ways. So our depth is a not amazing championship squad, but at least we've got a better first team.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Because our depth last season was non-existent. That's why Cadamartri was brought through,
Yeah. He wasn't doing too badly up until he got that knock either. What ideally, where would you want to get someone in like right now at the start of the window? Right? Windows open, final day. What would you wanted?
What are you talking position?
Position, yeah.
So if I woke up at this morning and I could have picked, what are you talking about at the start of the window?
I mean, last day today.
Yeah.
At the end of the window, what position are you taking?
It would have been a centre back if I had to be absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
If I only had one choice, because we brought Charles in, I'd have liked a striker as well for options.
I'm
but centre back was the position.
Like Alex Miller or Joe Conte to go, right, go to bed. Like if you look at defence, we got Palmer, Lowe, Bernard. Well, actually, Lowe don't count because he can play it, but yeah, Bernard, Iorfa, who might have a knock, Valentine, a Whitway, Bamaro.
Did you just say Lowe doesn't count? Max Lowe does.
Well, Max Lowe does, but sometimes not as a centre back. He plays more as a wing back, doesn't he?
Oh, sorry, you said defence, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant just general. Yeah, you mean centre back. Yeah, no,
centre backs. If you're thinking centre back, you've got Bernard, Iorfa, Bemawell, Whitway. Well, if you take Bemawell and Iorfa out, because we know what they're like at times.
Yeah.
I'll leave with Bernard and Whitway.
Well, maybe not always fit either.
No, maybe you put Palmer there if one ain't great.
It's the danger that you are relying on Iorfa to stay fit for the entire season, and that doesn't happen.
No, I don't think it. Have they had a season where he's been 100% fit?
I'm not sure. But then if Bernard fixed for an injury, we are in trouble.
Like if that happens, you're probably going to your under 21s and you're taking Sam Reed out, Otter Bio out. They're the ones you take. Maltby gone. I just worry on depth.
I guess maybe my weird shout of saying Famio might come good. He might be forced to come good if he stays fit. Because actually, if you're going to have a mid-table season, because Famio's still got quite a lot of career ahead of him, I'd risk him, put him next to Bernard and try and build it and see what he's a player for us. We might as well see if he can do it, become the player. Put some just don't play him at bloody left back, centre back. Valerie's got to do things tomorrow because he's he's not impressed me the last couple of games. He was fantastic in the first game.
Everyone was fantastic in the first
Yeah,
game.
but
No
defensively,
offense.
he's worried me a little bit.
But yeah, the thing is, Matt Lowe hasn't impressed me the last since the lead when he was at Leeds. He was too high up, and he's a player who knows this position, how to play it.
I thought he was all right actually. I thought he did his job quietly. But because for me it was Valerie who cost us one of the goals because he didn't come back. He should have come back. I don't know if that was against Leeds or Sunderland. It's late, but I just remember watching the goal and going, "Valerie, you got to come back quicker than that."
It was Sunderland.
Right. Okay.
So I remember you were streaming it.
Oh right. Yeah.
I remember you streaming it and you were yelling, going, "What is he doing?"
Yeah, it was just the speed of it. It needed to happen, and it didn't happen, and that annoys me. I think he could. There's a chance he doesn't start Windass tomorrow. You know.
Possibly. I could see that.
I reckon. I don't know if he'll throw. He doesn't usually throw a new signing in, but like, I could see Charles starting if he thinks he's ready. I'm glad we got that signing over the line. If we were sitting here and we hadn't brought him in, I'd have been worried.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
I think it's gonna be. I'm worried in depth, but I think if you actually look at how we play, as long as he takes it okay, we should be okay. But we've shown he's very good at looking after players. He will probably want another one or two. But yesterday, Prescott, he sounded like he was quite happy with what he had. But for me, one of the things I found interesting, and I'm going to have to find my notes on this one, because I made a point of it in my video about it. He said there's something he said about getting in Charles. He said it was wording. He said a word in it. I'm glad I forced this move. And I thought the wording was weird that he forced the move to get Charles in. Like it said that it wasn't going to happen until he went, "No, I want him. I'm glad I forced this move to happen." I don't know if it was a
that pretty much sums up the day then, doesn't it, as well? Because that means
I don't know if that was a slip by him and no one picked up on it, or he didn't pick he couldn't think of the right English word to use.
Yeah, there is some language things there as well. I'm just worried about the injuries, Jake.
Same.
Because we don't tend to keep players fit. Our defense worries me.
We tend to run them into the ground a little bit.
But it's like, what if we pick up Bannon doesn't usually get injured. I'm touching wood now, but like he's at an age where he could very easily get injured. You know, like, and then you've not got Bannon.
All in all, it's been a good transfer window. Let's call it what it is. It had been a good transfer window. It could have been better though.
Yeah. I'm half tempted to end it. The podcast. And then maybe tag something onto the audio version and the video version if we do actually sign anyone. But the fact is, there's not even a whiff.
There's nothing.
There's absolutely nothing.
It's like,
let's talk to the chat for a bit. So, guys, anything you want us to chat about for sort of 10 minutes, we'll stick around and then we'll wrap it around. Yeah, I knew Worker would say that, but James, there's so much to live for. I realised the way I dramatically ended it.
I noticed how dramatic that was, and I knew Worker would pick up on it immediately.
Well, I did it to myself. It was my own. It was my own doing.
Ingleson 34, I agree.
I hate boring transfer windows, mate.
Same. They do me head in. Like, we're not the only one not doing it. I don't think the other side is doing much. From what
I honestly don't care what they do. I don't want to play them as much as
I don't. I'm
I don't want to
dreading that
think about
review.
them.
If you could
I'm
compare
doing
Danny,
this stream.
I know you are.
That could be. We've never done it, obviously. So that could be.
No, we haven't.
That could be rough, actually. I didn't even think about that side of it. I'm probably going to get pelters. We'll need you all in there for that.
I did think of that, and I was when I heard you said, "Oh, I'll take that one," I was like, "Are you sure?" You're like, "No, I'll take that." I was like, "Okay, fine."
Let them subscribe to me to abuse me. They've got to subscribe to chat. So they can unsub after. That's fine, but it'll help the algorithm.
All of a sudden, decks have gone to 6 to 7K overnight.
Yeah. George, any news on the Everton defender?
He's going to West Brom.
Yes, indeed. Oh dear God!
We've been guffered by West Brom.
I'm making everyone yawn now. Probably. I should have had a coffee before this, but then I won't sleep. We've got family coming tomorrow as well, so it's like we've got. This has got to turn into the guest room. And I don't want to show you around me at the minute because it's not in a good position for the guest room. And they're getting here a lot earlier than I thought. I got back today from the work thing, and Soph told me I thought they were coming tomorrow night. No, they're setting off at 9 o'clock in the morning.
So what time are you going to be up to tidy up?
God.
I'll be up anyway. I'll be getting bitten to death by my 8-month-old.
You chose that.
I did. No, I didn't choose getting bitten. No. I chose having a kid. I didn't choose getting bit.
He looks so different, man. To even when we.
Yeah, he's really changed. Really changed. He's getting a personality now, and it's funny. It's really So he knows when to laugh when something goes wrong. I dropped my phone today and kicked it, and he burst out laughing. So he knows when to laugh at content. It was hilarious. He was just giggling his backside off. 27 minutes till the end of the transfer window.
I'm just having a look if there's been anything. We might as well just talk about the general window now. So, yeah, the Raheem Sterling loan move to Arsenal is very close. I think that's going to be a good bit of business.
I think it's smart.
I always sign him on the Wednesday career mode when he's 81 rated. And yes, for the people who are live and have been asking me for ages, I have pre-ordered it. I will do a career mode. It's coming back properly.
So according to reports, it was Holgate that turned down the loan offer for Wednesday, not Everton.
Sod him then. It was only coming in as a squad player anyway. Who does he think he is? He don't get a chance to play for the biggest club in Sheffield. He'll have to settle for playing for the other one.
Oh, God, Dex, stop digging yourself a hole. You are live streaming the West Brom game in September.
I never said West Brom weren't big.
No, but you say...
I'm doing a jack. Sleep deprivation, mate. It turns me into what I used to be.
All I'm just going to remind you of Luton. That's all I need to say.
Oh, God.
There we go.
I don't care anymore, mate. Engagement's engagement.
Yeah, exactly. It helps.
That's why we let Jack just do what he wants to do on the Twitter.
You know what the worst part about...
Speaking of, Jack, are you cricketing tomorrow? We might as well have a meeting live in front of 100 people. Why not? Or are you actually doing the Twitter, or do I need to make sure I'm not going to be able to, but yeah.
Yes, you are cricket, or yes, you are doing Twitter. That doesn't help. Contact, boy. Contact. And don't say I told you already, because you probably haven't. I've streamed twice since then.
Can we sign some players? H. Wilkie says, rate each of our signings out of 10. That we can do. Jake, get our signings up.
There you go. He can play centre back.
What's that supposed to be?
What's the video, man?
Oh,
You know,
I see. You have a lot of things.
I do. Why I'm very much looking forward to when I go to the doctors and go, yes, you do have ADHD. I'm like, huzzah.
You've been on a waiting list for 4 years before they find out.
Oh, no.
Get our signings up. Let's rate them
I'm
out.
just, I'm just, I'm just bringing it on Transfer Marketplace now.
Sound. I love people who will be
sorry, audio listeners.
Yeah, literally listen to this in their car and going, what has this podcast become?
Right, I have our signings in front of us.
Okie dokie.
Ugbo.
Let's talk about some context. So he's cost 3 million, so there's a bit of expectation there.
Yeah. 3.1 according to them.
Oh, your camera's crashed on my screen. Audience, can you still see Jake, or is he frozen? Let me know, please, in the chat.
I have frozen. Let me see if because it's working on OS.
You are frozen live, yeah.
Hang on.
Interesting.
Why is that frozen? Why is it?
Is it because she changed focus? Oh God, here we go. We should have cancelled. We're having some technical difficulties. You'll have to bear with us.
It shouldn't have changed because of focus. Because that would have crashed. That would have crashed it on OBS.
Oh God, now it's just me zoomed in. Nobody wants that at this hour. I think Jake's actually turned his whole camera off and everything, so we might just be rolling on with this. What was I just talking about? Something about Ugbo. Yes, we signed him for 3 million. So expectation comes with him. So I would go for a solid. It's a boring one. But because of what he did for us last season, I think Ugbo's like an 8 out of 10 striker. Jess says, some things have taken somewhat surreal turn. Yes, mate. This feels like a drunk podcast. I'll be honest. It feels like that at this level of sleep deprivation. Has to score a 10 to be at least. It has to score at least 10 to be a good signing. Well, none of our players are good signings then, because none of them are getting a 10. Because I would give Ugbo 8. Jake's got the list, but I'm going to try and remember who we've signed. Be right, okay. So Jake's broken everything. We have signed Max Lowe. Is a free transfer. Not much risk, a position we needed. Hasn't shown too much so far, but I think he's a good age. And I'll give him an 8 purely because we didn't pay for him. Valerie, I'm going to give a 7. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. What the hell happened, Jake?
StreamYards broke my camera. But it's still recording in OBS.
That's really interesting.
Right, what we're doing? We're rating transfer, weren't we? Before my computer.
Good age, Worko. You can't bring those sort of things back.
Right, well, we're rating it EK Ugbo.
I gave Ugbo an 8. What would you give him?
I give him a 7 just because I want to see him get that form from last season. Sometimes that might not happen.
Fair enough.
The next one on the list is Ola Kabachi.
Was he free or he was underclosed? 600k. How old is he?
He is 22.
7.
I'm giving this one an 8 because I think there's a lot of potential.
I think there's potential, but there's also could be a Wilkes.
Oh, don't say that. I made an entire summer out of that man.
I don't think he'll be a Wilkes, but he could be. He's the last.
Jan Valerie.
I just said 7 on him because we paid a little bit of on him, and I'm not convinced. I'm actually going to go 6.5 at the minute because I feel like we signed an attacking fullback, but defensively that I've got questions, but we'll see.
Max Lowe.
I put an 8 for Max Lowe because I think he was a free transfer. It was a position we desperately needed at left back.
I think he's a 7.
You think he's a 7? Fair enough.
Jamal Lowe, and I've got this at a 9.
I'll agree with that. I think it's
Just
fantastic. I think it's probably our best. If you look at value for signing, he's our best signing.
Yeah. You were meant to be fit, Nathaniel Chalobah.
So I can't believe 5.
4.
Because I want to give him like an 8. Because in terms of the quality, yes, but he could very easily be another Alman Abdi as well.
Yeah. Oh God.
So I've got to give him a 5. How much was he?
Ingleson was a 3.
10. Sorry, he's our best signing. He's just so good on the ball,
10.
Jake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we got him for free, how old is he?
He is 26.
Yeah, prime.
Yeah. He basically what we did with Barry Bannon when we got him in.
10. He's a 10.
Same. Ben Hamer.
He's injured, so I'll give him a 4. Otherwise, it'd have been a 6 because it was a necessary backup signing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5, but it's just the injury that's the issue.
Yeah.
Charlie McNeil. Now, for me, I'm giving this one an 8.
I will also give him an 8
because I think there's a massive potential here where he could do well, and he's only 20. Shea Charles. I don't know if Shea Charles is a weird one.
Well, this is more of a rating that we should be able to give because we've not seen him yet. So this is like our blind. What do we think?
I go with 6.
So I'm going to go 8 for a player that's valued at 10 million that we've got on a season-long loan that's not costing us out.
You don't think that cost us anything?
Apart from the wages. I think we're paying all his wages, personally.
And the big loan fee?
I don't think it's that.
No,
we need to talk about that later.
That's why the deal nearly fell through.
Right, okay. So, yeah, okay.
James Beadle.
9.
Yeah, same.
Cracking player.
Okay, for your 2 loan players who've gone out, Malik Wilkes.
10. Stay,
Bailey
please.
Canamatri.
8. He definitely needs to go and get regular football, but he loses 2 marks for the fact that.
And on your 1 departure for cash, Bambo Diaby.
How much did we get for him?
400k apparently. Roughly, I think it was roughly about what we paid for
10. Signed him for free. Did a job for a season.
I don't think it was a free.
Was he not?
No.
I swear he was a free.
No, I don't think Bambo was a free. Hang on, I can check. We made profit. We signed him for 300k.
Well, we haven't made profit on his wages if you think about it, but
yeah, his wages we haven't, but a fee we have.
Yeah, fair enough. Not a 10 then.
His market value was 500k, and we got him for 400.
Jack says he was a free. He'd just come back from a ban.
No, he wasn't a free.
Oh no, that was
when he was at Preston.
Fair enough.
Looks like Hitman 2.0. Leeds to sign someone.
I don't care. We'll talk about that in a sec. George says who's going to be our top scorer for this season. I think it's still going to be Ugbo. I think we're going to when he gets going.
I want it to be Ugbo, but I think Lowe might nick it.
I don't think he will. I could see it, but I just think Ugbo's just too clinical, and the more we play,
for you, right? Were we too slow in trying to fix the Ugbo deal, and had that screwed us on other potential signings?
No, because we were constantly in the race for people like Cannon and the likes all the way through it, and I think I think we always knew the Ugbo thing was going to happen. And I think we also knew it was going to get dragged out.
Mm.
So I think, if anything, it's more of a case of. I actually think we probably thought we'd start stronger, or Chansiri thought we'd start stronger with the squad we have.
Yeah.
And he's done the thing where he's slightly overestimated where the point of the transition we're in again. And now we've not got depth, which
It's now
concerns me.
confirmed. Holgate gone to West Brom.
Wonderful.
Woo. Is any of our local journalists even awake anymore?
They're probably falling asleep, mate. There's nothing to talk about. It's not good for them either, because they're not. Like today should be a high revenue day for them, but it's not going to happen. Because people aren't. They're going to have to be making
Victor
articles out of nothing.
Osimhen deal is off.
Yeah, I saw that. It's off, innit?
No
so
agreement with Chelsea, and the delegation are now leaving Napoli. If nothing's happened from Saudi next 3 days, Osimhen will stay at Napoli, but he's not going to be part of the first team. Wow, that's not somewhere you want to be in.
That means he's going to go to Saudi then.
Yeah, you're going to have to go to Saudi.
For God's sake, I am actually getting annoyed with these top players going to that bloody league.
So what you're telling me is Saudi will have Tony and at the same club?
I think it is, isn't it?
Isn't it the same club? Because if it's the same club, Napoli
will not freeze Osimhen out. He will get back in the first team.
Well, that's the thing. If it's the same club, the issue is they don't have a foreign. They only have one foreign player spot. They're gonna have to get rid of someone in the next 3 days if they want them. I hate that. I know that fact.
Is that true?
Yes.
Do you mean they've only got one left?
Yeah, they've only got one foreign player slot. So if they've already agreed 5 and 10,
yeah, but you can have multiple in the Saudi league.
No. You can only have. They've only got one spot left.
I'm going to say they must have one spot left because, like, Al Nassr have got like Mane and Ronaldo, and
but that one spot is Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Who will be taking
the Toney deal could fall through. If that's the case, they might pull out. They might save it for Osimhen.
Can you imagine if that happens and he's like, I'm on a plane for Saudi. Oh, we're not doing it anymore. What? I'm already halfway there.
It's just... Phil says, hello, gents. Just finished work here. Haven't heard any news since 2 p.m. Can anyone give me a brief update? Yes, Phil. Nothing has happened.
We signed the Chinese player and you can finish the sentence yourself.
Oh,
Am I the only one who's just like, we get our hopes up every year?
I didn't think we'd go mental today, but I thought we'd bring one in.
Yeah.
It's we've had a very good window.
It has been good. Yeah.
But
we needed just something else.
The problem was we were meant to litter, and I said this at the start of the window. You do your permanents, you do all of that early on.
Wait, what did you say at the beginning?
You do all that. You do your permanents, you bring your frees in, you bring your transfers in, but then literally towards the end, and especially like this is your last chance, you start littering your squad with your backup loans. We've only done one, haven't we? Yeah, one loan.
No, loan, twos, Beadle and Chelsea.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this because Beadle was so early on. But like in terms of like adding players, so like I was like loan a striker in, loan a centre back in. You've got your centre mid that you've loaned in. That means you bring in your depth from them loans and use that loan system, but we've not done it. And I think it is the nature of loan fees that has become a thing. Loan fees are getting more aggressive, right? Which makes a problem of you don't get much out of a loan fee because also players need loans to develop, but it's not like they're always going to be. Sometimes you can't take a gamble on a player on loan if there's a loan fee there because you're just not going to do it, you know. And what's happened in the past is like, do you remember like when Jacob Murphy came to us?
Yes.
There wasn't a loan fee.
No.
And now he's in Newcastle's first team. right? Because players, you take a gamble on them and then it pays off. But so many clubs now want fees for the players on loans to just get.
And so do we.
Stuff. Yeah.
We've done it. It's the reason why some of our loans that have failed in the past.
I wonder what the loan fee situation with Cadamartri is, because I bet you there's a fee.
Yeah, I bet there is as well. Fulham deal that they were going to use to replace Danfield has collapsed. So I don't know if that means they're going to get him. But
I hope it does. Honestly, I hope for the sake of Birmingham City Football Club, they don't do it. Because I'm thinking about their fans now, right? Don't
Fulham
do
have
it.
Said they're now looking at Reece Nelson. But
they ain't got much time to put the paper through.
No.
God, the Twitter page for Wednesday has been dead all day as well, hasn't it? It's like it's been nothing. Forest just said, "Shall we get started then?" So, yep, they've brought in Morato.
Yeah.
So Morato's one of theirs.
6 minutes ago, West Brom did the. Let's wrap up this day then. Just talk to the person we were looking at.
Yeah, we've literally had one.
That was the only person we were really looking at, and the one who possibly going to Rangers. Was it Rangers?
Adozie. Yeah.
Adozie. Can't remember where I said. I can't. Was it Rangers where they said he was going?
Yeah, Adozie's going to Rangers.
Yeah.
Holgate's going to West Brom.
Oh, that's really funny. You can't actually use the Yorkshire Post. Their site got too much traffic and it crashed.
By the way, there's no one coming in because there'd have been a sniff of it by now. They genuinely would.
Somebody would have said something. Like Joe, someone would have said something.
And usually, like...
No, man, I've got a sniff.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually we've got something. And so unless it's a genuine, like, twist and the club have managed to keep it, like, really... That's why I said we could have just ended it, because I don't think there's anyone coming through.
I don't think we'll find out in the next 5 minutes.
Lost Boy says, is it not just a possibility we can announce in the morning? Yes.
You can, but it's very rare it happen. Alex Mills told us all to go to bed. It's over. I ain't seen that tweet.
Said that?
Have they actually said that? It's not something we had any windows yet, but keep telling yourself things can happen. Things change fast. I'm tired. That's the only tweet he did an hour ago.
All right, okay.
That's the only tweet I've seen. There will be a knock on
what? Here we go.
What you got?
Absolutely nothing. God, this bloody day, man. I get you with that every year, by the way. Every year.
You do, every year. Like
I actually, yeah.
One of these years you're doing it and then go like, yeah, it's nothing, he's not done it. And it's like, no, this is real. No, it's not. And I'm just going to end streaming. You're like, where's he going?
That's funny.
Oh, Ipswich are not getting the Chelsea striker. Deal's off.
Who were they getting again? My brain is
They were going for that Borja.
Oh, right.
The Albanian, I want to say.
Oh, Holgate's been at West Brom before.
That'd be Wadley.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Yeah, that'll be generally why he's gone. He already knows it.
So Holgate was loaned to West Brom in 2019, made 19 appearances for them.
That makes sense then.
Yeah.
What the breaking?
That makes sense why the player turned it down, because he'll have been presented with two. The club will have accepted both offers from us and them. That's exactly what's happened, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's where he went. He chose West Brom over us then. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Glenn says I sense a meltdown. I don't think you're wrong, mate. To be honest,
I think there could be a big meltdown by people, but
if we lose tomorrow, it's going to be ugly.
Oh, if we leave tomorrow,
I'm actually quite glad we're not doing a podcast after the game tomorrow.
The whole 2 weeks while they wait, it's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Like, generally, it'll be insane.
You got anything to add before we wrap up, Jake?
There you go. Alex replied to the right, Alex, can I go to bed 12 minutes ago? And he went, aye. So, yeah. We'd had a good window. We could have done with one more today, but it's just not going to happen. So you leave it of what it is, and then we could have hoped they all gel and do well during the preseason, the international break after the game, and do some more training.
Yeah, I feel like we've shortchanged you on an episode a little bit this today. So I'll see if I can put something together at some point in the week. But if not, we will see you next week as regular programming resumes.
Yep.
Oh, actually, no, we got... right. Yeah, so we've got the first extra that will be the draft catch-up because the international break is going to be very soon. So there's that one. So if you haven't joined the membership at any level, you can join that to join our draft catch up. And if you would like to just get a teaser of what that's going to be, go watch the first episode where we pick the draft. The reason it's a members only series, it takes quite a lot of effort. So that's why we put that behind there. It's just a thing that we can do with our extras. So go look at that. The first one's free, so go look at that if you want
a little bit of good news. Millwall have just lost their attacking midfielder to Burnley.
That is good news.
Fleming. So that might help us tomorrow.
Joe Cran's not on the ground with everything now, though. So the fact that he saying he's not heard anything about it, it's not actually his full beat anymore, is it?
No.
So it's Alex's full beat now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I think we'll call it there, Jake, because it's been a very long day for us both. Again, Sheffield Wednesday have a disappointing transfer deadline day, but that's nothing new to all of us. Take care of yourselves, guys, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See you later. Bye.